Hi everyone. Fixed photos are something which I'm guessing by now you have come across, at least on one of the websites that you have, explored recently. These are super trending. This is another example of fixed photo, where if you scroll, it looks like the photo is appearing from, under the layer. So yeah, we're going to create this today and it's super easy. So let's just get started. So let's start by understanding how fixed photos are made. Let's just give this a dark color here on the desktop screen, and I'm also enabling layout here. And these are the settings, the default settings for layout. I'm going to keep that. And in here, I'm going to add another frame. Let's just ensure this is the nav bar. We're not going to add the details in here. I'm just drawing rectangles to give you an idea. And this is going to be width fill because we want it to cover the entire width. And also, or we can just change it to fixed. And also, we will give it a fixed height. Let's just make it around 60 maybe. So yeah, let's just give it a different color. I don't want it to be white. Simple gray would look better. So yeah, this is the nav bar. And I'm going to press F on my keyboard again and create another frame here. So let's just do that. And this is going to again take up the entire space. I'm going to change this width to 1200 pixels again. Oops, that went to 12,000. Let's just make it 1200. And let's just give it a random height. Maybe, not 100, it's too small. Maybe around 900. Or maybe 600 because 900 is a little too long. And let's just give it another color here and make it in the shades of gray as well. So this is going to be my section 1. I'm going to make it slightly more dark. So yeah, and once that is done, let's just rename it to section 1. And let's try it section 1 and here as well. So yeah, once that is done, we are going to select the main frame again and we're going to enable the layout. Ensure the distribution is set to center. And I'm going to quickly change the properties here so it's just more visible. There's literally just changing a few text properties. And once that is done, I'm going to duplicate this section and change the color here. I'm going to make it slightly darker. And let's just change section 1 to section 2. So yeah, once that is done, I'm going to select the desktop and I'm going to change the height to fit content. Now the sections are ready. Imagine this is your actual website and you have 2 sections in here. And I'm now going to select these 2 sections and put them in a stack. Let's just name this stack as content because this is the content on our website. The next thing that I'm going to do here is get rid of the gap which we don't want here. And I'm going to create the footer frame now. So I'm creating another frame here which is going to be my footer. And I'm going to quickly change the color to maybe something really different, maybe green. And let's just zoom into that and enable layout. And I'm going to write just footer in here. Just so it's more visible, I'm going to change the color green to something maybe darker. And yeah, maybe this. And I'm going to select this and I'm going to drag and drop it on my desktop screen. From the layers panel, of course. And the next thing I'm going to do is change the width of the footer. Let's just change it to 1200 so that it occupies the entire screen. I'm going to change the height to viewport height, 85 maybe, so that it always covers 85% of the viewport. The next thing I'm going to do is put the nav bar on top of the footer and select the nav bar and I'm going to change the position here. Let's change it to type fixed. We want to, fix it to the top. So I'm going to pin it to the sides and the top. And let's just do that. And once that is done, let's just select the footer. I'm going to change the position here to fixed as well. And we're going to remove the pin from the top and fix it to the bottom. So once that is done, what we're going to do is, now you must notice how the nav bar, footer and content is arranged one below the other. But we want the footer to go behind the content so that when you scroll up the content, you can see the footer. That's why we made the footer sticky on top. We made the position fixed. But we somehow want the content to be on top of the footer. So for that, what we have to do is we have to change the Z index. That will ensure that the content layer is on top of the footer. So how will we do that is we'll select content, just like that, and go all the way to styles. Here we'll click on this add icon right on top, and we are going to go to z-index, and right now it's 0. We'll change that to 2. So this will ensure that footer has gone behind because footer is still on z-index 0 and content is on 2. So now we go to nav bar, and we will also change the z-index here. We will change it to maybe 3 because we want it even on top of the content that we have. So the z-index helps us ensure that the layers are, on one above the other, the way we want it. And now you see how we can scroll it, but the footer is not visible. It's because it's behind the content. How to make that footer visible is, we want to select section 2 again, and we are going to copy paste it. We'll duplicate it, and let's just get rid of the fill here. I'm also getting rid of the text here. Now what this does is, this will ensure, since there is no fill, it will ensure that your desktop screen scrolls all the way through, but nothing will be visible, so the footer will become visible. So we'll change the height of this section to that of the footer section, which was 85% of the viewport height. You're adding this extra section so that the desktop screen scrolls all the way to the end for the footer to be visible again, because that's going to reveal itself from below, from under the content layer. Now to add some very minute UI details, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some corner radius on the bottom left and right of section 2, so that when it scrolls up, it sort of, gives that rounded feeling. And now when you scroll it, you'll see how the footer is revealing itself, but you also see that black space that's there at the bottom. Now why is that happening? Let's just go back and fix it. So what we have done is we have done a very stupid mistake, that is we have the padding in here, and you need to get rid of that. And now if you see, you have a very smooth transition, and that's why that extra space was visible. And now if you scroll through, you will have a very smooth transition. You just created your very own sticky footer. Now, what if you already have a website that you already made and you want to sort of have a footer that is sticky? Let's just do that. And this is a website template I took from Framer. Let's just have a look at it. It's already been designed and with all the interactions and everything. And if you scroll through, you'll realize that the footer that they're using is pretty much the very basic footer that we have been seeing. So let's give this site a very cool footer uplift from the things we just learned. And this will give us an example on how to create sticky footers for real life situations, for real life scenarios, and how to handle some use cases, such as links and everything. So that we learn in this process. So let's just select this footer that is there. There are different sections here if you see. So what we'll do is we'll select the footer and drag it right on top, right under the header, just the way we learned, and we'll make it fixed. We'll pin it to the bottom and the sides, and ensure that it takes up at least like maybe 95% of the viewport height, or maybe 90%. So yeah, we do that. And the next step in here is to select all the sections that we have in here. Let's just select that, pressing shift and selecting all. And once that is done, we're going to add a stack in here. So it's basically following the same step that we just learned and ensuring that there's zero gap. And let's just give this a new name. Let's just change it to content. So that is done. Now what we're going to do is we'll see that, the next step we know is to sort of add the z-index. So what we'll do is we'll go to styles, press on this add icon and go to z-index and add a z-index of 2. Now the content has come on top of the footer, but it's not visible properly. It's overlapping. And why is that happening? Is because we don't have a fill in here. So we'll have to ensure that all the content that we have has a proper fill. I'm going to go to section, and there's already a z-index here of 6. So that is okay. So I'm pretty sure you can guess what the next step from here is. Can you? Well, let's just go all the way down. And this is our last section. Let's go to content, and I'm going to duplicate the last section here. This is going to be our helper section. The helper section is the one which makes our footer visible. So we're going to get rid of the content here. We'll ensure that the helper section has the same properties as that of our footer. So we will change the height of this section to 90% of the viewport height itself, and we'll get rid of the fill here. So once that is done, we are all set to view this. So let's just scroll down, and we just made our own sticky footer, but this white space is visible. Did we do the same exact mistake again? I think so. I don't know why we keep doing that. So yeah, so now if you scroll all the way down, and that's your sticky footer. Well, you can definitely make more changes to it if you want to, the same changes that we did previously. Let's just do that. I'm selecting this last section right before the hyper section, and I'm also adding a border radius here, bottom right and bottom left, around 60 pixels. So yeah, when you do that, when you view it again, it just feels a lot more smooth. I don't know why, it could be just me, but yeah, it does look cool. So yeah, that's done. But you know what? If you just hover over these links, these are not clickable. And you know why? That's what we want to tackle here. So what we'll do is we'll have to do a certain, certain changes in here. So we'll have to go to styles again, go to pointer events and change the pointer to none in case of the helper section. For all the other content sections that we have in here, we'll go to style again, pointer events and change it to auto. For the main content section that we have, we'll do the same thing again. Go to pointer events and change it to none. So when you do these settings, you ensure that the links are sort of visible. Once you do it, you'll understand the logic behind it as well as in why it happens. But now when you do it, you'll see that these links are now active and you have like a sticky footer that is fully functional. Now here's the bonus section of this video where we're going to create a footer from scratch by using other interactive elements in Framer. So I've duplicated the first example that we had created and I'm naming it example 2. What we're going to do here is I'm going to just create a footer using ticker elements. So let's just see how that happens. I'm going to select the footer here and I'm going to just drag and drop it outside the desktop frame because I want to sort of edit this and recreate it. So what we'll do is I'm going to get rid of the thing that we had in here. So yeah, let's just give it a different color, giving it the same color as the background. And in here, what we're going to do is to insert the ticker. So let's just go to insert. We'll go to interactive and we'll go to ticker. We're going to just drag and drop the ticker in here and we'll change the distribution settings here. We'll change it from center to start and we'll make it vertical, the direction. And let's just make it, the width is going to be 100%. And we're also going to change the height to maybe 210. And I'm going to duplicate this component twice. So we have 3 ticker components here. And I'm also getting rid of the gap and adjusting the height of the footer frame, just like that. So once that is done, and we have prepared the structure for a footer, let's go to insert media and insert an image template, image frame right here. So what we'll do is, let's just add some random images. We'll go to fill, Unsplash, and I'm going to search for random cities, maybe Paris. And I'm just inserting the first image that I'm seeing in here and just resizing it. We'll just duplicate these images and let's just add different images here, maybe Tokyo. And we will do that unless we have like 4 images ready. So yeah, watch me quickly do it here. And once that is done, we're going to select our ticker component again and connect them to the images. So with this footer design is ready, I've also added a text on top of it. I'm going to select the ticker components and reduce the opacity in here. And now we have the footer all set to be sort of used. And I'm also seeing a little gap in here. I'm going to get rid of that. So yeah, let's just use this footer and place it right inside the desktop screen. And this is where exactly we want it. Now let's just change the type to fixed and pin it to the bottom, as well as the sides. And now we're going to play it and have a look at it. So let's just do that. Before that, we'll also have to change the height for the helper section. And now when we do, this is a very cool footer section, isn't it? And you can just, do as many things as you want to this. This is just an example by adding these images, but you can explore a bunch of other ideas. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this helpful. I'll see you next time.
I'm trapped in